wait on transportation. I'll be getting up probably about 11:30, waiting for transportation to get there. They should be there about 12:30. That'll give me enough time to be up and ready and all that. Um, then from there, they'll take me to my orthopedic appointment. Some people in this group that I found with the same stuff going on had some mentioned it really depends on what place that you go to, but some of them have gotten their brace same day, others had to wait 6 weeks. So I don't know how that part is going to play out, if it's just like an assessment, like they're going to assess the situation, see how I walk, see for themselves what all was needed, or they're going to call my physical therapist. They already have that paperwork. Like I said, I don't know. I'll know more about that when I go tomorrow and when I come back from that appointment. Maybe not directly after the appointment, but later on in the evening, I will update you guys and let y'all know what they said and what they did or what they plan on doing. This is supposed to be only like a 15-minute appointment, so I'm assuming they're going to assess it and I'm going to be able to get my brace and go home. But I'm not always correct, and I don't know that to be a fact. So, oh, I guess that's one thing I did forget to write down was their number. I mean, I'm pretty sure they probably won't need it, but I figured it would be easier to have that just in case if they have any questions, they won't have to make me come back. They can just be like, oh, well, we can call them and we can ask them what's up or whatever the case may be. It'd just make it easier, more convenient instead of having to look it up. But I already wrote down my questions for the most part that I really wanted to ask, which really isn't much besides what the plan of action is, really. I don't think I'll wind up being in this brace for long. Like some people, like a year, 6 month, like that kind of stuff. I think I'll probably be wearing it a couple, like probably like 6 weeks along with side with my therapy. Like I said, I don't know that to be a case either. I'm just right now. I'm just going through my brain, just the normal thoughts. I'm in no form. I'm no way at all a doctor, so like I said, I don't know any of this to be the case at all. I'm just assuming based on what my physical therapist said on what their plan of action is. So I can only assume that the plan is they'll do an assessment, brace it, send me on my way, probably make me come back in a couple of weeks, something like that, and see how it's doing. It has gotten somewhat better, as in I'm not I'm not all the way bent up like I was like before I couldn't really unbend my leg at all. It was terrible. Like I was limping on the basically on like my pinky toe, and my heel was up. It was weird, kind of like in that position. But now I'm able to I'm able to flatten it out, but it's more comfortable on the side like this. When I flatten it out, it goes inward like this. This is my other foot, and this is basically what the other one does now, and it goes inwards like that. So the brace is supposed to basically force it to be in the place where it's supposed to be at. That way we can work it back out into the normal position where it's supposed to be, because if I continue to walk on it how I have been, it's going to stay an issue like that. And I'm going to wind up keep on walking on it like that, and it will stay an issue. So we're trying to get it dealt with before that happens. Um, since the doctors have taken me off of the seizure medications once again, I think I have been admitted twice in the past month. I mean, it's kind of last month and this month. They're so close together. It was towards the end of about 3 weeks ago when I was not when I was last admitted, but the one before last. And the last time I was admitted was Thursday. Just came home Friday. Thankfully, this time it wasn't as bad. They only kept me overnight for observation, but they still had to keep me this time. So it is still an issue. But we also discussed the leg situation and PNES, or conversion disorder, or whatever everybody calls it, and where they're at. Different locations call it different things, so I can't really say. Here they call it PNES. Some people they call it conversion disorder. Depends. It's all the same thing though. Um, but I asked them, like, does that have anything? Can that have anything to do with what is going on with the leg? And he said, absolutely, because the thing about conversion disorder is it converts your emotions into physical symptoms. So the leg, that is a physical symptom. So it could be, that doesn't necessarily mean that that is the case, but it could absolutely be a thing. It's not out of the normal. I mean, it's not normal, but it's not heard of. You know what I mean? Because I kind of felt like maybe that was part of the issue. Because if they said that there wasn't no electrical changes in the brain or anything like that, then there's no electrical changes. There's nothing there, you know what I mean? But I will go to a different specialist here on the 27th, and she'll deal more with that. And hopefully we'll get it figured out where I don't have to keep going back to the hospital. Because this is the first time that has actually put me into position to where I have to do physical therapy. I have to go to orthopedic. I have to go to a pulmonologist. I have to go to a heart doctor. I have to go to all these different doctors now. I mean, it's good that they're trying to get to the problem, but now there's more problems arising because of it. And it just makes me nervous. And they still didn't put me back on my seizure medications when I left the hospital. They still don't want me taking that. But while I was in the hospital, they gave me seizure medications. They gave me the Depakote that I was originally taking. They gave me Cerebix, which is maybe the same thing, if I'm not mistaken. I could be incorrect, but also gave me Cerebix and also gave me like 3 or 4 milligrams of Ativan, which eventually helped, but it took a while to wind down the seizures. But every time they notice during my seizure episodes and stuff, when I take my epileptic medication, sometimes it'll stop for a month, 2 months, even 3 months at the most. That's the longest that I went, but without taking the medications, I wind up having them at least several times a week sometimes. And it's just been, I don't know, it's been really hard. I'm even nervous about tomorrow. I shouldn't be. There's nothing to it, I don't think. Like I said, it's not even that long of an appointment, like 15 minutes, besides the paperwork that I'm going to have to fill out. So it's not even going to take that long, but I'm super nervous. It's a new place that I got to go to, and it was just new. And I'm going to be doing it alone, so I'm nervous. This isn't the first time that I've done something alone. I did something like not last week, but the week before last, besides the hospital visits. But like with my physical therapy before last week, I did that one by myself, no problem. So this one should be okay. It's a little bit further away, but not too much further, just a few minutes. But the one that I'm most nervous about is the 2 hour away trip because I'm not going to be with someone that I know and I'm going to be 2 hours away from home and having to wait for transportation to come and pick me up, which is usually no telling. It depends on where they're at the time. I have learned that they'll come and pick you up, but last time it took her an hour to come and pick me up for my appointment, and I was sitting there looking silly the whole time. My physical therapist came over there and asked me several times if I was all right. Yeah, are you all right? I thought your ride was coming. Oh, she is. She's supposed to be. I don't know what's taking so long, but as soon as I went to call back transportation, she pulled up and honked the horn. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it still took an hour though, so that made me really nervous. I was, well, can't say I was really close because I had already messaged my old man and told him that I was starting to get antsy. I was ready to go. I mean, I know with my situation that they wouldn't just like kick me to the curb and be like, bitch, walk home. I can't do that right now. Even if I could, I can't walk that far. That's too far. Believe me, I don't want to stay there. But maybe since this appointment isn't supposed to take an hour, it isn't supposed to, then maybe my driver shouldn't be so far away. But I don't know that either, so. I don't know. I kind of feel a little bit down in the dumps about this stuff because I tried to tell my neurologist and my mental health doctor about my situation, and I always try to tell them about this every single time that I wind up going, and then they don't listen to me. They act like they listen to me. They'll be like, okay, well, that sounds like a plan or something like that just to make me shut up. But then they'll do the completely opposite thing and they'll wind up taking me off my medications and I wind up in ICU or I wind up keep on getting admitted. And then every time the ER is placing me on seizure medications because I need to be placed on seizure medications. So everybody is pretty much going against each other. So I'm kind of in the middle. I just feel like they're playing monkey in the middle with me right now and just throwing me across the room to different people just because I don't know. You deal with it. I don't know what's wrong with her. Well, hell, I don't know what's wrong with her either. Throw her over here to this doctor. I don't know. You're looking at the wrong one. Throw her over here to this one. But oh no, it makes me feel some type of way. I guess it should, maybe, or maybe I overthink it, but
I mean, I'd feel some type of way.
I do feel like they are trying to do something. They're trying to do their job. They just don't know what's wrong and they keep sending me off different places instead of just letting me know they don't know what's wrong. It's okay to let somebody know that you don't know something if you don't know.
To admit that you don't know.
Yeah, to admit that you don't know. I'd much rather you sit there and tell me you don't know what the problem is rather than just sit there and play monkey in the middle with me and toss me everywhere.
Trial and error.
I mean, after the first neurologist, on to the second one, sure. On to the third neurologist, okay. On to the fourth neurologist, that's a little bit of an issue. I should only have to see one neurologist. I should only see one person. But they don't know. So they got to send me to another neurologist that doesn't know.
So he wants to do it himself.
So he wants to do it himself. And then they still don't know. And then they see a spot every time. They see a spot on the left frontal part of the frontal lobe in that left part. But they dismiss it every time because of medications. It's not an issue. No, we see some activity right there, but that's nothing.
But you're in here.
But you're in here. But you just said that you see activity. So what is it then? It wouldn't be normal activity because why else would you tell me that normal activity is I mean, unless if it's just normal activity, just tell me that. But they don't.
No, they see something abnormal. That's what I'm telling you.
And I mean, even when they see something, they say they see nothing, which is that's fine if it is nothing. Cool, let me know. But if you see something, I want to know. You know, it's my brain too. I deserve to know what's in there. Like they mentioned something about a little bit of fluid. That's no big deal. It's a little bit of fluid. It's nothing, no big deal. Or they would have kept me for that. They would have done something about it. But to me, that's something. That's I don't know why is it even there. It's not even supposed to be there at all. Then why is there a little bit? There's not supposed to be any. And when it's kind of abnormal, they'll tell me, they'll be like, well, it's kind of abnormal, but it's only kind of abnormal. Like with the COVID vaccine stuff, it kind of keeps you from getting sick. It doesn't keep you from fully getting sick. It just kind of keeps you from getting sick. Kind of the same feeling. I mean, at least I am kind of glad to know I'm not the only person that has to deal with this kind of situation, but I'm not glad that there's other people that have to deal with the same thing because it sucks.
Biggest population of Cubans outside of Cuba itself. Everyone thinks it's the Havana,
but it's only kind of a problem until it becomes a major problem. And then they're like, oh, now it's a major problem. But yeah, why did you wait for it to get that bad then? You already mentioned before it was kind of a problem, so why not deal with that kind of problem before it becomes a big problem?
They're like, damn, Aaron, you waiting until it's a problem. One.
So sitting here, looking around all this stuff, think about
I mean, even sometimes they'll tell me to wait until it becomes more of an issue, and then I'll wait, and then I'll go in, and then they'll be like, "Well, why'd you wait? Didn't you just tell me I needed to wait?" Just like the same thing with my neurologist. That's why I don't even want to go to him at all. He's not even going to do anything. Oh, have you set up a follow up with your current neurologist? No, I sure haven't, because he's not going to do anything. He's just going to look at me like I'm silly, and he's going to act like he's listening to me. He'll be like, all right, you're going to physical therapy. Okay. You're in orthopedic stuff. All right. You're doing this. Oh, are you still going to mental health doctor? Okay, cool. See you back next time when you need me. Um, Great conversation we had, doctor. I appreciate you. Do you really have any questions for me? Okay, good. You didn't even let me get out my questions, sir, but I'm glad we had that talk. No, sir, I do not have any questions for you. We are good. That's why I'm glad I have a female neurologist now. I still deal with my current neurologist, though I'm not dealing with him. This new lady, basically, I'll be dealing with her team. I'll be dealing with a team of people rather than just one individual like I have been doing. That's why they are encouraging it so much, and they're also going to be dealing with the conversion disorder.
On demand.
And they are gonna, I don't know, they're gonna really dig more into the problem and why it's causing me to be hospitalized and all this other stuff, why it's causing so many issues. Because I haven't been abused, nothing like that. My father passed away at home, but I've already had my seizures. I've already had this problem before that. I lost my baby. That was kind of a trauma thing for me, but once again, I've already had this problem before that situation.
And I think Jesse would have wanted that.
Before all the traumatic things that's happened in my life, this stuff has already been an issue. And so there hasn't really been anything traumatic like that, nothing of that nature. Nothing that freaked me out.
Last thing I ever thought would happen this season, we lose Jesse.
Nothing like that that I can think of. I remember when I went to high school, I didn't have the issue. I would say about the year after I got out of high school, about age 19 in that area, because I dropped out at 18 at that point.
You know, I think we're all more determined than ever to make the season count. You know, we want to get a goal for Jesse's family. We want to get it for our families. That's going to be our season. Now it's Jesse's season. We do whatever it takes.
Nothing I can think of. I've already had, like, what are they called? Absent seizures when I was younger. From an early age, about 3 months all the way up.
After a week down to mourn the loss of teammate Jesse Goins, Team Turn.
But I was born premature. I was born 3 months early. We don't know if that has anything to do with it. But they did give my mom medications to try to abort me, so that could have been part of the issue. When I was 5, my brother dropped a board on my head from treehouse. That could have been a cause. But I already had issues before that, so.
But Dave believes the old miners' technology.
It's an unknown. It's still unknown. And there isn't really any different tests that we've tried doing besides EEG and MRI, CT, all the normal.
The gold that's under a lot of overburden, or the gold.
I don't know what all tests there are, but I'm sure there's something else we can try. Something.
And that's what I love about chasing these old abandoned mines.
I mean, I'm willing to just try at this point.
To deal with the Rocky Mountain boulders, Dave's upgraded the road with last season's heavy-duty hopper and conveyor.
And ask her questions about her first church. I know better than to talk to her person.
Oh,
yeah.
Freaking boulders.
But I'll be going to the Emory Brain Health Center. So I don't think, I think it's part of the hospital,
it's hard to try and
but it's not in the hospital. Kind of, if you know what I mean. It's part of it, just not in it.
The feeder's not going on the hopper.
But I reckon I'm about to get off here, guys. I'm starting to trail off of subject. Well, I kind of already have. But before I get further off topic, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Tomorrow, I will let y'all know further of what the plans are, or what they didn't do, are going to do, whatever.